Ave Maria, this is Father Angelo with Standing Fast, a weekly commentary on Catholic life in the public square. You know, today it's very politically incorrect to refer to women as the weaker sex. What people immediately say is that you're saying that women are not as good as men, that there is not a fundamental equality between men and women, that men are more dignified than women are. And this is this idea, this rejection of the idea of women as the weaker sex, is translated also into pop culture. I don't watch television or go to the movies, but I do follow enough of the news to be able to comment on Catholic life in the public square. And I think everybody would recognize the fact that pop culture, especially television and movies, more and more show women as sort of these Amazons. You know, usually the woman looks like a starlet, but she fights like an Amazon, and the men are getting beat up all over the place by women. And you know, while this may affirm women, some women at least, in a way in which they want to be affirmed, it's not reality. It's simply not reality. The moment that women begin to compete in the NFL with men on the same teams is a moment that women are not going to be any longer physically the weaker sex. I'm not saying that some women can't beat men up. That's not the case. But in general, women are in fact the weaker sex, and that isn't to deny their dignity or their equality with men. But it's to acknowledge something that is very fundamental to the relations between men and women. And I think one of the easiest ways to summarize what we mean by saying that women are the weaker sex is to look at maternity. A woman is vulnerable to a man because she can become a mother in a very particular way. And this is one of the hallmarks of the feminist movement. That's turned radical. That's been very, very radicalized. You know, if you look at the writings of some feminists, you'll find that they do defend a woman's potential to become a mother as something good. Many feminists do not see it that way, though. They see a baby as a parasite and pregnancy as a disease. And this is factually in some feminist literature, because they recognize that their bodies make them vulnerable. And that's why the feminist movement, to almost a universal extent, there are some, pro-life feminists, but they're a small number. Most of the feminists have advocated for abortion on demand, precisely because it is the only thing that's ultimately going to secure their independence and their need to be completely independent of men. And we know that abortion is not good for women. It's not only not good for the babies, obviously, but it's not good for women. Women suffer physically, emotionally, and spiritually because of their abortions. And we shouldn't pretend that we're doing women any favor by participating in the charade. Women are vulnerable, and the only solution to that is to restore the spirit of chivalry to the relationship between men and women. Men need to realize that their obligation is to protect women and to act in their interests, and to sacrifice themselves for women. And women need to remember that they have to hold men to the highest standards. They are worth more than their bodies. Women need to recognize their dignity and not allow themselves to be mistreated. A lot of times, girls will look to the attention, the disordered attention that men give them, because they haven't been taught to respect themselves, and they haven't been taught, unfortunately, sometimes by their fathers, that they're worth, they're worthy of chaste love. They're worthy of being respected because of their dignity as women. So it's not a disparaging thing at all to refer to women as the weaker sex. to be weak, to have the potential of becoming a mother, is not something that lessens a woman's dignity. It makes her more dignified and someone worthy of being respected, honored, and protected. So all of us need to learn that lesson and put it into practice. This is Father Angelo for Standing Fast, a weekly commentary on public life. Let me know what you think. I'm sure some of you will. God bless you, and Ave Maria.